Well, today's another beautiful Monday. We're starting a fresh new week, and I've been doing some deep thinking today. It's been kind of a weird energy about the day, and it really got me thinking about different energies and how we can control our energy frequency so much more than we realize. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that, how to raise your frequency and how to get out of that. And as you can tell, that's Timmy approved. But before we Hello, everyone. This is Jenny Edo from the Pixie Post, and I'm back with another installment of Mindful Mondays. And I want to welcome you back to my channel. If you're new, feel free to stay for a bit. Click like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. It helps my channel grow, and I would most importantly love to have you along for the journey. Well, today has been a really interesting day already, and it's only almost 2 p.m. my time. I was kind of set on doing a certain video for today's series, but I ended up transforming into something else. Today was very, very weird, the way I started my day. As I've said in past videos, normally I do some sort of morning routine to start my day. Sometimes it'll be an hour or two, sometimes it'll be 15 minutes. I tend to change it up a little bit depending on my mood and my energy frequency that day. So, I don't really stick to one thing. Well, today I woke up after staying up really late doing some online work, and I really didn't do a morning routine. I had my coffee, a little bit of water, but I kind of just plunged right into the work that I do online. And while that's not a bad thing, once in a while, I try not to make a habit of it. I try to at least have a half hour, most of the time it's a half hour, to really get my thoughts together, check in with myself, and really be in a better flow. But today really didn't happen. For those of you who are not on the blockchain, basically I'm work on this Hive blockchain, which is a very use case friendly community. And we work as a team every day in our own little community on CPT Talk. So that's where I basically park myself most of the day to work on my business, work on YouTube, also work on the decentralized version of YouTube, which is ThreeSpeak. And I really, really enjoy it. Build a lot of relationships. I'm continuing to meet fantastic people. The crypto part is really nice. It's nice to get paid for posting like you normally would on mainstream social media and all that. But I've made a couple of revelations, especially today. Today, since I just plunged into everything, there was kind of a weird energy because we were dealing with a situation on the blockchain that we hope that won't escalate into something more serious. And it was interesting because a lot of us were trying to struggle with our own daily journeys as well as a collective. And the energy frequencies were really off, including mine. And I wasn't in a bad mood, but I wasn't in the greatest mood. So I was kind of in limbo, so to speak. It's really hard to explain, but I felt a heaviness in my heart. And it wasn't like anything bad happened to me personally. It was just being an empath, you kind of absorb everybody else's energy. And that's up to me to protect my own energy. So I did a few things to raise my frequency, and right now I feel a lot better. It was really interesting because there was a lot of hanging on to old things that no longer serve us. There was a lot of judgment. And I'm not saying anything against anybody personally. It was me too, actually, to be honest. And we're all trying to deal with this situation that's already calming down, but it really hurt a lot of people in our community. And it's kind of, unfortunately, I made the mistake of talking more about it than I probably should, giving it more power than it needs. And a lot of us did that. And it's nobody's fault. It's just human nature. It happens. Even in a spiritual awakening, if you are one to say, oh, I never judge anybody. Oh, I never do this. I never do anything negative. I'm sorry, you're not awakening. Awakening process is a lot more complex than sunshine, rainbows, and unicorns. No offense, John G. Olson. But it's a process. It's purging old energy. It's purging old wounds. It's having epiphanies in your life journey. Having amazing, beautiful things manifest once you learn to go with the flow a little more. Let go of conditioning that society has put upon us as human beings. So, in all of that, and I digress, in all of that, I knew I had to do something to raise my frequency, and I thought maybe these tips might help you a little bit. Whether you're deep in a spiritual awakening or whether you're just starting to be more aware of the world around you. Because let's face it, a lot is going on right now, and it doesn't seem to stop. So one thing I decided to do was to take a break from the computer. My community is amazing. I love them so much. So it's really easy to lose track of time. And when I'm working with them or just chatting with them, we have a lot of fun too. We don't just work. And some days I do more fun than work, which is okay too. You got to do what feels right for you. And that's where I go into number one. When you're getting overwhelmed and you're feeling in the thick of the negative energy or just a heavy energy that doesn't resonate for you at that moment, distance yourself physically from whatever it is, whether it's a person or the computer in this case, or just something going on. There are times you might not be able to physically do it, but even changing your mindset will help. Take a breath. Pay attention to your breath. Ground yourself. Feel what's in front of you. Like if you're at a desk or a cubicle, feel the desk. Just ground your feet on the ground. If you're able to, get outside. Ground yourself on the grass without shoes. Hug a tree. I know it sounds funny, but just anything that will connect you and ground you with the earth. You'll notice your anxiety starts slipping away. And it's really just getting reconnected with who we actually are as a collective, because we are all connected. And number two, I actually went outside. It's a beautiful day. It's roasting hot. It's in the 90s. Living in Nevada, I'm fortunate I don't have to deal with humidity as much as some other places. Although over the past couple years, our humidity has gone up a little bit, which is surprising, but it is what it is. And once I get out in the sunshine, I really didn't go that far. I just kind of walked around the block a little bit and checked the mail, and that's really about it. Because of my physical limitations, I can't walk that far. But it really made a difference. Even Timmy ran out with me, and he was just having fun, and just getting that vitamin D really lifted my vibration, and it really helped me feel lighter, because now my heart's not as heavy. And I recommend that, even if you just do it for 15 to 20 minutes a day, as long as weather's permitting, of course. Definitely do it. If you can't go outside and walk, go out in the patio, go out on your deck, open a window to let some fresh air in, let it clear out your living space, so that way the old energy can filter out and new energy can come in. Because remember, we're all energy and we're all connected. And number three, I had to let go of what I was doing at the moment, because I was getting into the cycle of judgment. And while we all have moments we judge, we try really hard not to, some more than others, but it wasn't helping my vibration. So if you're, it's not blaming yourself, because again, we're human, but getting out of the energy as soon as possible and being more mindful of what you're doing and what your actions and thoughts are. Because when you go judging against somebody, Granted, the situation we were talking about, there's merit in our perspectives. But who knows what's going on the other side? Who knows what their story is? So I try to put myself in their own shoes. And while I admit in this particular situation, my perspective really hasn't changed a lot, but I am a little more mindful that this is a human being. This is someone we are connected to, whether we like it or not, on a higher dimensional level. And whatever our inner reality is reflects in our outer reality. So I'm trying to see it right now as, what can I learn from this? Is there something maybe in this person's actions that maybe I'm doing subconsciously, even in the tiniest way? And if there is, how can I transmute that energy? I even had a trigger a little bit earlier this morning when I was sharing experience with my best friend. And now that I'm more in a mindful state, I've been really working on that. It did trigger me, but I was able to let it go a lot faster. So that really showed me that in my spiritual path, I'm finally growing in that aspect. Because before, I would have let it get to me, even though my situation was years ago, like way years ago, and no longer is a factor in my life. But I had to get rid of that little leftover residual pain that I had gone through with that. And unfortunately, sometimes some of those energetic ties are still there. So it's a way of transmuting the energy. It's a way of letting go of those ties and just wishing the situation love and letting it go. Because love is the most powerful energy of all. I see so much hate in the world right now. But on the flip side, I see a lot of love in this world. So that is the main focus. Fuel love. Don't fuel hate. Because hate never wins. So, yeah, I mean, it was a couple of epiphanies I came into today. This is a very short video, but I wanted to share this with you guys because, again, I always want to be transparent. I am not perfect. I'm going through my own spiritual journey, which may be completely different than yours. Maybe you haven't even started yet, but you might be awakening to certain things in the world and questioning things more than you would. Well, guess what? You are awakening. And we all have our own unique path. But I did want to share my experiences with you guys in case you're going through the same thing and you needed a little assurance that it is okay. And to give yourself grace, but also don't stay in that negative energy. Try to be more mindful and actually work through that process so that way you can transmute that energy and wish it love. That's all we can do. Sometimes I don't even know what to do in this world anymore. I turn off the news. I get my alerts occasionally, and that's about it, just so I'm not like totally ignorant. I do a lot of the right things, but sometimes it's still there. Sometimes the negative energy is still there. So all I can do is meditate and just be still. Be present in the moment, have gratitude, and wish that situation love. It doesn't mean I condone anything negative or that I'm going to contribute to it, but I will always wish it love in the long run. And sometimes it takes me a minute to do that. Sometimes I do judge. Sometimes I do go through my oh my God moment. But I notice that I'm coming back faster and I'm letting it go faster. I still have a ways to go, but we're going to get there. So just know that if you're having a tough day right now, or if you're having a moment that you're being very, very human, know it's okay and let go. Just if you did something that made somebody upset or angry, and you really feel that, oh, I shouldn't have said that or I shouldn't have done that, apologize. It's up to them whether they accept the apology, but it doesn't matter who's to blame. Just apologize or do something nice. sometimes that's all it takes. And having a little more compassion and a little more understanding will go a long way. So, yeah, that was something that channeled right through. So anyway, thank you for listening to me, guys. I really hope you got something out of this content. I will be bringing a few surprises this week, so be on the lookout for that. And as always, I love you guys. I'm going to tell you that. And until the next time, to know thyself is to know thy truth. Namaste.